In today's class, there are two pending topics in this IN. One is this role, and then inline policy. So inline policy and then we will discuss. So let's start with roles. Why? Because roles is very important. In comparatively, it's a big explanation is there. So we'll start with roles. So have you used any other role till now? Did we use role anywhere till now in any of these classes? Anyone? If yes, where? If no, it's okay. If you say no, there is no answer. But if you say yes, yes, then there is. No one remembers. Just previous. What did we discuss previous to IM?
So we have discussed about the policies.
In policies, no. In S3, we are setting up replication between two buckets. In one of the step, what did I say?
Yeah.
What I said, it's okay. Role you don't know for now. For now, remember role means to give permission between any two. I have drawn like this. Better. Between any two services to give permission. You will attach a role to EC2, saying that okay, EC2 is now having the permission to access S3. You will create a role and attach that role to S3, saying that okay, now S3 is having the permission to S3, like that. So role means giving permission, authentication to access one more service. It's like a definition you can say for role. But in which scenarios we use role? You see, then comes into the picture CLI. So we already know, like, how did we access, let's say, from EC2? If you want to see how many buckets are there, if you want to create a bucket, if you want to copy anything to a bucket, how do we do? Yesterday we have discussed. We need to,
Basically, we need to connect this.
you need to configure, give access key ID, secret key ID, set up all this, then you can use it, anything. Whether that can, you can fire IAM commands, VPC commands, S3 commands, database commands, anything. But here the flaw is, whenever you're saying saving, you see this access key and secret key ID in the machine. The other, because one machine can be used by so many people in the project, so there is a chance that any other people can also see the same secure credentials and they can use it. Maybe they make a note of this access key and secret key ID. They can use that in from another machine, and then maybe they can terminate another any production machine. So when someone sees it with whose access case this was done, your name will be shown, even though you did not do, but someone has made use of your access key and secret key and they have done it. So usually the storing the access key and secret key ID in the system is not a best practice. So in real time also we never store these CLI keys. Yes, you can store when you're sure that that particular machine is going to be used only by you. Let's say you have launched a mission and the PEM key is only with you. You did not share the PEM key with complete team, unlike some commonly used production missions or development missions. You have your own mission where you will be doing some experiments, creating something, and you are the only person who is having that PEM key. Then it's okay, no problem. You can have that access key and secret key in that mission. But whereas some missions will be there where commonly used. So in that missions you should not be saving your access key or secret key ID. Fine. So role is something like, you can say role is a alternative to CLI keys. Okay. Remember, very important. The simple one-line statement. When does roles comes into the picture? Of course, the basic definition is roles gives the level of permission, access of permission for one service to access another service. That is one thing. Why we use role means it acts as a replacement. Instead of CLI keys, we can use roles. Okay, that means You no need to save your access key and secret key ID. Without giving that only, you can access your S3 from your EC2 with the help of this role. So what I will let me go again. So we have an EC2. So if you need to have a, so you need to create a role. You see that this is a role. This is a role. You can give any name. Okay, while doing practicals, I give some name. But here, always remember the one end of the role. The first end of the role is service. That means for which service you want to give permission, whether EC2 or S3, which service. Okay, you want to give permission to EC2 service with the help of the role. So the one end of the role is attached to a service. What is the other end of the role? Level of access. Okay, level of access to service. This is also service. The other end also is a service. That can be any service, EC2, S3, database, anything. But what is other end? Level of access. So level of access means whether only read, only write, can execute, or full permissions, like that. That is called level of. When I say level of access, this is what I mean. Only read, or only write, or only execute, or full permissions. What is the level of permission you are giving to EC2, to S3? Yesterday I showed you, right? If you want only read, you are having a direct AWS managed policy. If you want only full permissions, that also you have AWS managed policy. But some custom requirement is there, right? Yes, you need to give permission to a whole bucket, but not all the objects inside the bucket, only some limited. Or else maybe you are having some 10 buckets in your account. You want to give S3 access, but not for all the 10 buckets, only one or two buckets. Then what you will do, you will create a which type of policy?
Client one. Customer.
Custom managed policy. So that custom managed policy you will create and you will attach to it. So here what is role? How will you create role? Role is nothing but it's a group of policies. Whatever the permissions you want to give to the EC2, all the types of permissions you will group together and make it as a role. Group of permissions means nothing but what is permission? Permission means nothing but policy. So how do you create a role? With the help of policies. So usually people get confused. They get confused between policy and role. Okay, role. How can you create a role with the help of policy only? Only after creating role you can attach role to the whatever service you want to use. So here I will create a role and the name of my role is, let's say, admin role. Okay, admin role. And let's do this. Once we do practicals, then we will understand. And first, let me launch an HTTP instance. Let's use any already existing secret. I don't want to create a new one. Okay, CLI is already there. So now let's let it get launched. Meanwhile, we will go and see how to create a role. Go to IAM. I think yesterday we have created. Well, that's fine. Go to this. So what is the role we used when we were discussing yesterday? I think 2 days back only we finished that replication. Have you seen anything? Here you can see last activity. You remember that I said it's okay. You just say create role automatically. AWS only create for you a role in the backend. And after creating, I showed you this is the name of the role AWS has created. Later, when we are discussing IAM, then I will show you that there itself. You see, this was created by so trusted entities. The permission between whom? S3s. Right? If you want, you can delete this. These are all I have put it actually. Testing roles like that. Anytime you can create roles. No issues. So now let's create a role. So okay. So what is one end of the role? For which service you want to use?
S3, EC2.
EC2. Starting is EC2. One end. First end. What is the second end we discussed?
S3.
Of course, the service is S3. It's not exactly service. I have something described a bit more than only service.
Level of access.
Level of access. So now I want to give this role, which role? Admin role, okay? That means whenever I attach this role to any EC2, that EC2 can perform anything. Admin means nothing but owner, can do everything. Have access to all services, S3, database, VPC, Route 233. No matter how many services are there, for every service it will give access for complete account through that EC2 to which I attach my role. Okay. So what I am giving the other end of the role is level of access. So what is the level of access I am giving? Administrator access. So what is this, guys? Don't think this is something new. What is this? These are nothing but
Policy.
policy. You remember this one? No? AWS given policy. So if you want to give custom policy, that also you know. Yesterday we have discussed, right? So it will be 823. If you create any policy, it will show here only. Simply you will search it here and you will attach that here. You know how to create a policy and you know how to attach a policy. So no confusion in that. So today what we are learning extra is how to create a role. So role is nothing but, so can you create a role without a policy?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Why? Because what is the other end of the role? The other end of the role is compulsory level of access to a service. Level of access means nothing but policy. Read only, write only, custom, whatever you have created or AWS manager,
Permission.
anything permission. Okay. And what is the permission now I am giving to my role? The other end,
Administrator.
admin access. Right. Now you can give any role. I will say my role name, admin test role. If you want description, you can give the same thing, or else you can change it. It's just like a tag. So what does admin test role will do? Gives access to my EC2 for all services. That is called admin test. Now create role. Fine. You see here, admin test role has been created. Nice. Please be on it. Now the next thing is we have launched the EC2. We have created a role. So what we need to do now? We need to attach our role to EC2. This is done already. This other end is done. Already we have given our level of access. We have to attach this. This is not done still. This attachment. Let's do this. So go to EC2. So whenever any instance is running, how can you say whether a role is attached to it or not just by seeing? Select that one. A role is a part of security guys, okay? Go to security. This is the first one is on a security. IAM role. So currently do we attach any role for here? Okay, it is a blank. So how can you attach a role? Actions. Security. Modify IAM role. See? Modify IAM role. What is the name of the role we have created? Is in the drop down.
Admin test.
Admin test role. Let's now see. That's it. It will attach immediately. If you want, you can cross check again. Select security. See, earlier it was blank. Now we have attached the role. Now let's check whether it is accessing or whether it is doing its task or not. So why we have done all these things? We want to access through CLI, but at the same time I don't want to use my CLI keys. But still I want to access my S3 or whatever it is with the help of CLI commands. So that is the reason why instead of access key and secret key ID, I am making use of role. So any person, so moving further, any person, so I said right in company, this pen key is having with so many people, developers, testers, database guys, networking, DevOps guys, cloud engineer, everyone. So whoever wants to access other services from this particular reset, what they will simply SSH come into this mission. From this mission, they can access any service. Why? Because they know only this mission is having complete access to all the other services. So let's connect to this first. Fine. So how can check this? Now I'm not giving. We are not giving anything on that access key or secret key IDs. Right away we can fire the CLI commands. Anyone remember any commands? Let's say making a bucket. AWS S3 make bucket S3 colon // performed or not? How can I check whether bucket has been created or not? And one more command to see list of buckets in your account. AWS S3 list means what is Linux command? Simply that is
LS.
okay. So that means you did not give your access key ID, secret key ID, but still you are able to do anything. Similar, let's create any IAM user. IAM CL account. I forgot, it's a bit a big one, so I don't want to do mistake. Let's go and check. Let's create a user role. Anything you can do. We already discussed it. Whatever you can do from GUI, everything you can do from CLI. So let's create a user. Let's say command. Okay, IAM create user. Bob. Okay, present everything. And you can see.
Sir, you create the user in CLI mode, right? But we need to give the access that person, right?
Right.
How can you give the URL and how can you give the access keys and secret keys when you create the user in CLI mode?
Same, you can see there are commands for everything. Create, see, attach user policy. So you can attach permission to the user after creating. See, create access key. That means CLI key. Everything is there. Command is there for everything.
Okay.
Here I have created user means it's a normal user from GUI.
Mm.
If you want to create a CLI, access key and secret key for the same user, you can use this one. If you want to attach any permission to the user, see, attach user policy. If you want any attach any role to any EC2 instance, so attach a role like that.
Yeah, when you create the users in a graphical user mode, we have selected two options here. One is for console mode, one is for CLA mode. When you choose a CLA mode, we can create the user. We have downloaded one CSV file, right? One Excel file.
Right,
In that Excel file, it's mentioned like username and access key ID, secret access key, console link.
right.
When you provide the console link, uh, what username you can type it and what's the password you can type it.
You see,
Other part.
yes, I understand. Whenever actually while you're practicing, I actually in one class I have selected the option for console access. In the next class, I have selected the option for CLI.
Hmm.
So while practicing today, you can practice. You try to create a user. You select both create any new user and select both the options. That means the user should have both CLI access as well as GUI access. And next, it will ask whatever permissions you want. You know how to create user. In the last step, definitely you will download that file, download that CSV.
Yeah, I download that file.
Yeah, in
When
that
I want to.
file, right, in that file you will have four credentials. One is
Yes.
username, password, that is for GUI. Another one is access key and secret key ID, that is for CLI.
Yeah, but in password is empty.
Password is empty means maybe you said you will generate, maybe you have given some empty password while creating, because while creating password there are two options: auto generate password, or you want to give any password, you can give reverting. Maybe you have selected some password while creating, so you have to type that password what you have selected while creating the user.
Okay. Okay. I will try. I will try. Thanks,
Yeah.
sir.
So you see this S3 bucket has been created here. Similarly, let's see that IAM user which you have created. You see, Bob user has been created. Now what I will do, now observe carefully. So that means if you what did you observe this carefully, I am able to perform activity on any service. S3 I am able to do, IAM I am able to do. Why I am able to do? What is the reason?
Create the.
This EC2 instance, the role is admin.
Right. The role is nothing but the role is this all. How did this all privileges came to it? How the where is the ultimate power is lying? Where did the EC2 came this much permission? I mean this much all the permissions means because of that role which you have attached. So now, let's say I don't want complete permissions because everyone using is everything. I wanted to limit the permissions of this instance. That means not admin role. I don't want this to be admin role because maybe my teammates are doing everything even though they don't have knowledge on S3 database. They simply using CLI commands and they're messing up some stuff. So I think it's okay. I want to give only S3 access. I don't want my team members to create any users or groups because that is my job. I don't want them to mess up with IAM things. So what I will do, I will downgrade the permissions of this role. So how can you downgrade the permissions of this role? You need to go to again. You don't need to delete the role, guys. You can keep a role as is. Just go to the roles and make the changes to that role. So what is your role? Where is it? Admin test role. See what is the current? I said role means nothing but group of policies. You can attach any number of policies, guys. Here 10. Maximum is 10. You can attach. Okay. So now I don't want to give admin access. So what I will do simply, I will remove this. Okay. Detach. Fine. So give it 1 minute. It will take effect immediately. 1 minute. I don't want to give S3. Now currently, you see, you go to EC2. Let me open another tab. I don't want to change all of that. You see, now also instance is running. Now also role is attached to it. Okay, role is attached. But is there any power to this role now? Is there any power? Is this role having any power?
No.
No. Why? Because you have removed that policy.
No.
Right? How can you cross check that? Come here. Try to create one more user. Something. Test user. See? What did he say?
69.
Access and what is the reason? When calling the create user open user, admin role is not. Who is not authorized here? They are not saying user. Who is not authorized?
Admin test.
Role is not authorized to perform. So here the permission is given to the role, not a user. Sometimes that's why while seeing the error also you need to understand the situation. That comes with experience. If you are sometimes if you are performing something with the help of a user keys, in that time at that time it will say that user is not having permission. But here user is not having permission, role is not having permission, right? So role is not authorized to perform, to create a user. So how can you give permission to this role? No, you know. So let's go back. Where is this IAM? Yeah. Now attach policy. Now I want to give only IAM, not complete S3 or anything. Only IAM. So what I'll do? IAM full access. And full access attach policy. Yes. Now we have attached this IAM full access to this. So now let's fire the same command. Okay. Immediately it go. Immediately, you don't need to wait any much time. Immediately it will take effect, that policy, the moment you attach it. So here I want you to observe, and now, yeah, let's see, trying creating a bucket. AWS S3. What will happen, guys? What do you think? Can we create bucket or not now?
The bucket.
Why? What's the reason? Why can't
That
it be
role there is no.
same? What? Reason?
Policy.
Why? Because the role is not having the permission to create a bucket. The role, whatever we have attached EC2, that role is having permission only for IAM, not for any other service. Now if you want to create any bucket, so that is something related to S3 policy. So if you want again to remove this error, what you need to do? Go back to role, attach policy again, S3 full access. So whenever you got out for whom you are attaching policy, simply test here. So to whom you are attaching, not users, but to the role. So to the role you are attaching. Now cross check, firing the same command. Okay, let me clear this screen. It is fine now. So either you can give full access admin role in a single shot admin policy, or if you want to give individual policy, so you don't want to access, you don't want the users to access all services, only some limited, then you can list out them individually like this, attach those policies exclusively. Now here, yeah, I want you to understand one thing. So you have created two buckets till now from starting of the class onwards. So in which region they got created? What do you think is?
Default ES.
Right, default, because I have shown you how to create a role, what role does, but did I show you where it will create? Did we specify anywhere region related information? Did we mention anywhere what is your default region? Yesterday we have mentioned, because straight away in the AWS configure command only, as a part of AWS configure, it will only ask you your default region, so you are able to set. But as a part of role, only we are getting permission. We can't define the region, right? So how can you define a region now? I mean, I don't want, whenever I want, yes, I want to use role, with the help of role, I want to create a bucket. But I don't want the bucket to be created in US by default. I want every time the bucket should be created in Mumbai region. So what I need to do now? Nothing new. You just mix the concepts of yesterday's and today's. That's it. Nothing new. You know how to set up a region, default region.
Can we mention the spacing at role level? If we have an option then
Right. Only so same command. What is the command? AWS configure. The only thing is we don't give this one. Are we having any access can secret key ID now? No. So just leave it blank, empty, none. Here you will say your default region,
AP South, I think.
South. If you want any text format JSON, you can give or else just leave it as is. What is the default one? Even though you leave empty,
Yes.
JSON. Now try to create any bucket and see what will happen, where it will get created. Hyphen won't work, okay? Underscore will work, hyphen won't. Invalid bucket name. Okay, bucket has been created. So how can you just AWS is still less? How many buckets are there? Go to SQL. You see where the bucket got created now? Mumbai. So don't think I have used AWS configure command. Yes, I have used AWS configure command. Why? The only reason I have used my AWS configure command is to define my region. I did not give any of these values, you see, if you observe carefully. Why? Because who is doing this activities? Instead of this, who is doing the task now? Even though you don't have access and secret KD, who is performing it? Who is giving you permission? Role. So that's why I said in interviews they will ask. That's why I'm stressing this many times. Why do you use role? They will ask real-time scenario, real-time use case. Why we use role? So single line answer is it's a replacement of access key or secret key. Instead of using access key and secret key, we can use role. So why we use means the same example I have given. So if you use access key and secret key, it's not a secure one. Anyone can see when you save in the machine. That's why we make use of role. So this is, so you see, by seeing the error also you need to understand this. Here I have shown you two types of errors. What is one type of error? One is access denied. Here, you see, yeah. Access denied. This is also one error, and here also I think access denied. One more error. Yeah, here also access denied. But now I will do one more thing. So both are access denied. And when we delete permissions, what happens? I think, yeah, we have already tested. But also have access denied. So let's see by detaching the role. Okay, let's keep. It's okay. What we'll do, we'll give full permissions, but we'll detach the role, and we'll see what will happen. Let's go to EC2, and I will detach the role and fire the command, and we'll see what will happen. So how can you detach a role? I did not show you how to detach a role, right? Same. Go to actions, security, modify IAM role. See, no IAM role means simply it will detach. See what they are saying? If you choose no IAM role, that means any IAM role that is currently attached to instance will be removed. That is the meaning of no IAM local. So save. This is detach. So how can you cross check whether it's detached or not? Same. Go select it, security. Okay, currently now it is nothing. Let's go to instance and fire some command. Yeah. Have you seen this kind of error till now? Is the error same to similar errors?
No.
What is previous error first time till now?
Invalid. Access denied.
Access denied. First error. What is the now? Second error is
Looking for credential.
credentials. So what did I say? Whenever anyone asks you, what is the use case of role? It is a replacement for access key and secret key. What is access key and secret key? Nothing but what is username and password? What do you call username and password?
Credentials.
Credentials. So that's what it is saying. It is saying unable to locate credentials. But whenever you attach role, it is not throwing any error. That means role is nothing but it is also a form of credential. It's just a replacement of access key and secret key. Okay. So you see, that's what I said. By seeing the error also, you should be able to understand immediately what can be the error. That comes with experience. So access denied is something different error. Credentials error is something different error. So by seeing the error only, you should be able to understand. Being a cloud engineer, of course, that won't come immediately. It comes with experience. But I'm saying, whenever some output comes, whenever you fire command, when some output comes, don't simply ignore it, because some of you, how you are practicing, I am saying you some command blindly, or following that command, and some output is coming. If it is coming, you are thinking, okay, it is well. I am practicing well. You are thinking. But if you are getting some error, actually it's a good thing you got error. That means you are learning something new. That somewhere you have done mistake. So simply don't paste in the WhatsApp group like I got error. This command is not working for me. Study that output. Okay. Study the output. What is the output? What can be the issue? Maybe you did some mistake in the command, or maybe you have done some mistake in the configuration in the backend. Whatever you have done till now. So locate credentials means, yes, that means then you have to understand, okay, some, so credentials means access key and secret key. But now we are not using access key and secret key. So what is other thing other than access key and secret key ID? It is the role. Okay, so maybe I forgot to attach the role. That is how you debug an issue. No one will help you in the company. You have to help yourself by exploring something. Maybe you search in Google, you use your concepts, you use your knowledge, you see the output and use your experience. Somehow you have to debug the situation. Okay? So now how can you make it? Simply attach the policy, and it will, the error will go back. Also, just attach it. No need to do. You also, once you practice, just delete. Of course, you don't get bill, but it's just a good practice. After everyday practicing, just delete whatever you have created. Okay, so that your console will be clean every time. You don't have any old stuff. Whether that can be IAM users or buckets, whatever it is. Usually I forgot to create every time, clean every time. Yeah, now you have attached. Yes, you have attached, and see, for the same command you go to like AWS S3LS. Of course, I have deleted all that. It's working. The command is working. Don't think it's not showing. The command is just now have deleted all the buckets, right? That's all. So no error, no. Why? Because you have attached the rollback. So when access denied comes, you have attached the role, but there is no permission given, that policy attached in that role. Then you will get access denied. When you will get unable to locate credentials, when you forgot to attach role itself directly to the EC2, then you will get unable to locate credentials. These are the two different errors. Now I think we are done with this. So here I will just draw intermediate. So here I'm drawing a table so that you'll understand clearly, because usually so many students get, even experienced people also gets confused between role, policies, these things. So who makes use of policies? You say me guys, you say me, who makes use of policies? Where can you attach policies? You say me.
You can directly attach the user,
Right, good. Next,
a group,
Group.
role.
Group.
and then
Role.
fine, good. Next, where can you attach roles? Only one answer. That's why I kept only one.
CLS.
Region.
Simple,
Services.
simple answer.
Services.
Service.
Services. Okay. That can be anything. I have shown in EC2. That can be anything. You see in S3 bucket replication, what is the role that is between two S3 buckets, not EC2. So role. That's why I said a common definition of a role is it gives the level of permission to access from one service to another service. So role. Whenever you hear role, role is always about service. You can't attach role. You can't attach a role to user. You can't attach a role to group, and don't make a blunder saying that you can attach a role to policy. The moment you say this, they'll say your interview is done. Then only. If you say you will attach role to policy, because role itself is getting created by policy. So how can you attach a role to policy?
Group of policies.
No, role means a group of policies, not group of policies. Role is nothing. Role itself is created by policies. That can be one policy or group of policies. That is different. So you see this red color. This red color is a wrong answer. The role. Roles can't be attached to group. Roles can't be attached to policy. Role can't be attached to user. Roles can be attached only to the any services. And this is the right answer. Policies means you can attach a policy to user, group, roles. So whenever you get doubt, just if someone of you are making notes, I already said in the beginning, I make a notes. So write this diagram in this note, this diagram, so that you will simply understand. It's a kind of short note. Whatever I have told in all these 3 classes, this is a short note of all the whole concept. Users, group, policies. And what is the remaining topic? One more, I think. I said.
Inline policies.
Right, inline policies. So how many types of policies are there we discussed?
Is the AWS managed policy,
AWS manage,
custom managed.
customer manage.
Customer management.
Customer management we prepare as we will create as per our requirement. The last one is inline.
Inline.
And did you remember what is the difference between this one and this one? How can you identify immediately which is AWS manage and which is customer manage?
Type and item.
Logo.
Right.
AWS logo.
Simple logic is that cube symbol. The cube symbol will be there only for AWS manage. For the policies which we have created, there won't be any cube symbol. That is one way of recognizing. Another one is under type. It will only define AWS manage and custom manage. These are the 2 ways. And why we are creating custom manage? Why we are not going with AWS? What is the reason? In some scenarios.
If you want to specify any explicit functions.
Right. Why? Because what it is in AWS manage we have only 2 types, either read or full. But in real-time scenarios, you never have the same requirement. Sometimes the requirement will be you have to give permission, but only for some set of services, not all. So in that scenarios, you can't make use of AWS manage, because if you give only read, that person will complain, Revant, I'm not able to create a new bucket because you have given me only read permissions. Fine. So then what you will do? You will give full permissions. Then he will delete another bucket. That is also some issue. So you can't give only read, you can't give full. So then comes into the picture called this custom manage policies. So you will give permission, yes, you can create you can access a bucket, but only one bucket or 2 buckets in the account, not all the buckets. Right. And when, now let's see what is inline policy. Also practically then you will understand much more better. Let me remove this so that you have to check. And you see this rule which you have created, if you want you can remove after practicing mode. Of course, even if it's there you don't get bill, simple mention admin text role. You see last activity. So whenever any role you have created and if you want to know when it was last used, you can see it here, that's last activity, when you have used it. So go to policies. Okay, all 822, I think 822, right? Yeah, these all 822 are AWS managed. Nothing is custom policy because yesterday only I have deleted that custom policy after I create. So now what I will do, let me create a custom policy first. You observe guys, what did I say? In bucket policy, remember you don't know how to create a bucket policy, but you don't need to worry. In IAM you can give permission. You see here JS1. Automatically it will only create for you. Let's say you want to create for you something like S3. So select S3, directed role, policy. So all actions. So you want to give only read permissions and write permissions for this S3 bucket. That also with bucket. Let's specify if you have any single bucket you can specify. I think we don't have any bucket. Resources. Specific resource or all resources. So any particular bucket or any particular object level, you have every micro level permission, minute level bucket or object, specify any only object to that one. It's okay. Let you say you want to give to everyone. Read all these three buckets. It's full. So you automatically go to JSON. See, you did not write any JSON. Who created this in the backend for you?
AWS.
You have simply selected from the dropdown. What did I say in the bucket policy? Even though you don't know how to write the JSON, you don't need to worry. In IAM, we have policy where we can create on our own. Simply, you can copy that here. You can copy it here and paste it here. And you can change whatever small changes you want to do in the policy. Or no need to paste also. Straight away, from here only you can control the access, right? Why to give in bucket policy? From IAM also you can control the level of access, right? User level access, group level access, service level access, everything. Okay, simply you have created something new policy, custom policy, and you will give name something. Wantedly I am giving AA so that it will be shown in the top only. You will need to search somewhere. Yeah, you see, this is the reason actually I have created it so that you will understand. It will be the first one. Fine. Now let's create an inline policy. So do you see anywhere here, first of all, specifically mentioned inline? Here you can, after creating only, you can see something customer or AWS. So how can you create a inline policy? Or did you see anywhere till now? While practicing till now, we have practiced so many options till now in IAM. Have you seen anywhere? Have you came across anyone inline policy? I will show you it. It's okay. I don't want to attach any policies. I just want to create a user. I don't want to give any permission. It's okay. I don't want to go. I'm not downloading. I don't want to go. I just wanted to show you the use case of inline policy. Okay. Now you have created policy and you have a user. Yeah. See now? Can you see anywhere inline policy? I will remove this so that you won't get them. So what did we discuss? We can attach policy to the user, right? Any policy that can be custom managed or what you say, AWS managed. So what you say? Add permissions. So what are the policies we have created? Existing policy we have already created, A and AA. So I'm attaching a custom managed policy. I'm attaching a AWS managed policy. Both. Add permissions. Okay, you don't have to issue right away. What is your policy type? Customer managed. Another one is AWS managed, and you have attached to the user called test. Okay. You see? Inline policy. So actually your answer is here only. What is inline policy? Guys, inline policy is specific to user. That means, can you create inline policy in policies console? Is there any option for you to create? I have shown you just before. If you go to policies, and did you see anywhere inline policy? No. So observe carefully here, custom policy and AWS managed policy. This will be always visible in the policies tab. Okay. And what is the next thumb rule? Whenever you can see any policy, whatever the policy you are able to see in the policies tab, that means here in this policies page, you can attach these policies to any number of users, any number of groups, any number of roles. There is no limitation for it. You can attach for anywhere, I mean any user, any number of groups, any number of roles. There is no limitation. Why? Because it is a centralized. These policies are for central access, not only for one user, only for one group. You can access for anything. But what is the use case of inline policy? Inline policy, whenever you create any inline policy, I will show you. Same, creating policy is same. The only name is different. That's it. Let me create first of all. Something I'm creating something. Okay. Only list. I will say all resources. So you see three types of policies: manage, custom manage, AWS manage, inline. So if you observe carefully, what is that? Did you see any difference in between these three?
It's different.
What is difference?
Color.
Reply is not color.
Color. You see, color. So that means there is no hyperlink for this. If I click on this, where it will redirect me? If I click on this blue color, where it will redirect me? To the policy. Why? Because where it is present, actual place is in the policies. From there I have attached to this. Similarly, if I click on this, it will also redirect me to policies. That's why I said whatever you can see in this, you can use in central way. You can use for any number of users, any policies, any groups, any roles. But whereas inline means only to the particular user, only onto the particular group, or only to the particular role. You can see this inline policy everywhere. User, group, role also. If you want, while practicing, you can check. But here the concept is, what is inline policy? So when we use this inline, let's say some person has came to your, let's say from client side, some guy came for auditing purpose. So what is happening in your AWS, how you are using services, everything. So what you will do, you will give him a set of permissions for a temporary purpose. He will leave the company after 3-4 days. He will go back. He came from client side. He will go back after 4 days. So I don't want to give him these general permissions which I already shared with my other teammates. So I am sure that these permissions are not used by him after 3 or 4 days. In fact, I am not going to keep that user at all after 4 to 5 days. So what I will in such scenarios, I will create a user and I will simply create inline policies. So that what will happen, whenever you delete that user, along with the user, that policy also gets deleted, inline policy. Right? So now if you want, let me show you in policies. You can't see that AAA. You can see only this one. You can see only customer managed and AWS managing A and A. You can't see the AAA. See here you can see whenever I said right, you can use any policy for any number of items. You see, currently it is used by only one entity. Let's say you attach this to another user or another group. Here it will show 2, 3 like that. For how many people you attach or for how many groups or how many, accordingly the number will go. So no issues for that. So what will happen? Let's go to user now and I will delete this user. See, go inside this user. So currently 3 policies are attached to this user and now I am deleting the user. So what do you think is in the policies tab, will these 2 users also will go? I mean not users, that policies. If I go to policies tab,
No, sir.
No,
that A will be gone or not?
it may not.
Mm.
It will not go. Why? Because it's a centralized place. I have attached that to many other users also. If you simply delete one user, if it is deleting the policy, it will remove the permission for other people to whom I attached also. So it is not the case. So go to policies. See, these will be always here only. See, now it became none. Previously, what was there here in the bracket? 1 1. Who is that 1 1? Nothing but your user, the test user to whom you attached. But now you deleted user, that's why it became a user by none. So now you understand the difference, what is the difference between inline policy, custom policy and AWS managed policy.
Yes,
Which scenarios you use which one. So now if at any time if you want, you can delete the custom policy. If you want, I will show you. I said right, you can see what you say, that inline policy everywhere. Policy is a policy only. The only thing is the nature of policy is different. So let's create any group. Create. Open the group. Permission. Add permissions. See, create inline policy. Attached policy means what type of policies will cover in attached policies?
Customer.
Both custom and AWS managed. Since inline policy is not available in the main policy space, that's why they have given separate option called create inline policy separately. That's the concept. The same thing in the role also. You can see. That's it, guys. IAM is very easy, but remember carefully, you are the only person who are going to use IAM in the whole project because you are the only cloud engineer. Only cloud engineer is having access to everything. You are going to create users, you are going to create groups, you are going to create policies, you are going to assign roles, you are going to give permissions, everything. If any person is joining the company, if any person is leaving the project, everything you will take care of being a cloud engineer. So that's why whenever you have much time, just deep dive much more. Not only what I have taught you, I have given you the basic comment so that you see whatever the knowledge I am sharing you, that will give you confidence whenever you are seeing some extra knowledge in YouTube or some other place. Let's say someone is saying some extra policy, some extra rules. So for you, you can easily understand immediately what they are saying. Why? Because you already have that basic knowledge. What is a policy? How can you create a policy? How can you attach everything you know? On top of that, they are giving you some extra knowledge. So that's why they always say you should be strong at your basics. Whatever I am giving you is a bit more than basics only, but on top of that also, in future, if you are going come across anything new, your mind can grasp immediately. Why? Because you are good at what you have learned all these days. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's all about this. I think one
Sir,
moment.
in company, IAM is admin type of role or cloud engineer as a developer role.
It's not IAM. There will be only one cloud engineer, maximum 1 or 2 cloud engineers for any project. You have to take care of everything. EC2, IAM, S3, what are the services you are discussing? Everything you have to work on. For IAM, they don't recruit separate cloud engineer. For EC2, they don't recruit separate engineer. All the services is used by cloud engineer only.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see, the last term is this role. Role means you can create roles and can then assign them to AWS resources. Resources means nothing but services. So what can you do with the help of this role? Without using credentials. So it is a credentials means which credentials? Not username and password. What is credentials here?
Access key and
Access
secret
key
key.
and secret key. So without using credentials, we can manage AWS services through AWS CLI by using roles. Roles give secure way to access all AWS resources. Why secure? Why? Because it is not exposed, unlike your access key and secret key. And then can access one AWS service with another AWS service without the credentials. Of course, that is the whole purpose of role, to give permission between any two services without credentials. And what are some characteristics of IAM? IAM is universal. You have universal means that service global. If no matter which region you are working, all the permissions can be controlled from here only. Whether the user is working in any region, it does not apply to regions at this time. Next. The root account is simply the account created when first set up your AWS account, that you already know. Root account means how will you log into root accounts? By using your email ID. But if you are an IAM user, how can you log into your account? With the help of username and password. So the root account is simply the account created when first you set up your AWS account. It has complete admin access. New users have no permissions. I already said that. New users have no permissions when first created. Only after creating you can define it. New users are assigned access key and secret key when first created. That means CLI. These are not same as a password. I told you right. GUI means username, password. CLI means access key, secret key. That is what they mean by this is not a password. And you cannot use the access key ID and secret key ID to log into the console, right? So this is also basic thing. So sometimes they might try to confuse you. Okay, I'm giving you your access key and secret key ID. Can you log into the console? The answer is no. Access key and secret key ID is exclusively for CLI. Username and password is exclusively for GUI. That means console. So access key and secret key ID not for console. Not for console. This is for command line. And then last, you can create and customize your own password rotation policy. I showed you in the first class only. That minimum 7 characteristics, capital letters, small letters, numerical, alphanumeric characters. That you cannot use last 3 passwords. Password should be changed every 1 month. This is all we call it as password rotation policy, and you can define that one. Yeah, that's it guys. This is all about IAM. So we are done with this IAM service. From next class, so when is our next class? I think Friday. Yeah. From Monday onwards, we are going to start the very important topic, which is VPC. Yeah. So once you complete that VPC, then you will understand, okay, why a cloud engineer is that much important, why that much technical importance is given to that cloud engineering. Then you will understand your role once that VPC is completed, because VPC is the most complex and most important topic in the whole AWS. Without asking questions on VPC, no one will select you as a cloud engineer. Right? So it's okay, don't worry. I will explain in a very simple manner that such a way you can understand very easily that VPC concept. That's why we are going to discuss almost 6 classes exclusively for VPC. Okay. Yeah. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yes.
Revant, when you used CLI, so that is nothing but the Linux terminal, right? Command prompt. So in Linux, we can use up and down button to get whatever we have used. Right. So we can use the same.
Yeah, same here also. Only the terminal is Linux, and you can use that top arrow or bottom arrow for recent commands. but the commands are not Linux commands. Those are AWS CLI commands.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. No, actually, every time write actually create bucket and also that would be easier to just change the name.
Right, right, yeah.
So I
So
thought of
you
this.
right, you no need to always type the whole command. You simply press up arrow and you can rename the new bucket if you want to create new. Okay, guys, have a nice weekend. Then we'll meet on Monday.